NBA draft player scouting reports. Today we're talking about Donovan Clingan. We saw this player up close and personal go toe-to-toe with Zach Edey, the National Player of the Year, and his team came away victorious. And after Edey was really asserting his will early, Donovan Clingan did some big-time things to affect Zach Edey in a way we had not seen Zach Edey affected on a basketball court ever in his college career in the biggest possible moment of their college careers. This player is going to get picked in the NBA lottery. He could be picked very high. He could be picked maybe mid to late lottery potentially, depending on how the draft goes. For our big board, Donovan Clingan is the third ranked player overall, the second UConn Husky in the top three. Give me just your general overview of your beliefs on Donovan Clingan.
Just a defensive maestro, like a rim protector. And here's the thing with it. Donovan Clingan is dynamic defensively. That's what I agree. I think that he doesn't get enough credit for like the space he can cover to block shots. He doesn't get enough credit for his timing, to be able to use both hands, to be able to keep the ball in bounds. There is so much more to shot blocking than literally just being tall and being in the right spot and other things like that. There is an art form to it. And the fact that Donovan Clingan can combine the art form of blocking shots with the physical tools and gifts that he has is, I think, what makes him such an elite defender. And then also, I don't think he gets enough credit for the things that he can do as far as being an initiator. I think he got the chance to initiate offense for UConn and do certain things. And he showed like some playmaking ability from the top of the key in that offense that they run. I just think that Donovan Clingan is a player that can put his handprint on a game defensively and change basketball games defensively and as a shot blocker. And in a league where you need a big who can run the floor, finish, pass the ball, I think that Donovan Clingan is a prototypical center.
You said he's a prototypical center.
Outside of like having the Embiids and the Jokic's of the world, yeah.
Yeah, I just think you could take off toe typical center, and that's what I think of. He's a pro. He's a pro. I feel like we've been watching a pro in college for 2 seasons. Like he came on a national championship team, and Adama Sanogo was the star in the front court, and it was like must see when Clingan stepped on the court. Like it's like you got to see this dude. Think about how good he's going to be, and then Sanogo leaves, and he's a superstar for a season when he's healthy. He battled injuries, but like all in all, he's so polished as a pro. Like I think you drop him on an NBA team right now, and he's a starting center in the league for anyone really, other than a team that has a star back to the basket scorer. Let's get into our categories. We have a bunch of categories here that should be some fun prompts for us to discuss Clingan's game a little more. Give me one word to describe Donovan Clingan.
Eraser. Erases everything at the rim.
That's my word, man.
Was it actually?
Yeah, man. I'm really starting to think like I filed my entire spreadsheet a couple days before Cart. He came in and did it last night. I'm starting to think he just did a little copying here.
Never did copy. I wanted to say rim protector with a hyphen, but I thought I would get ridiculed for that.
Eraser's the right move. He erases everything. He's a complete. I like. What do you think it's going to be if Joel Embiid's one-on-one with him though? Like, can he actually guard the big boys?
I actually think he can. Yeah,
Whoa.
I think he can.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I hope so. Anyone who can't be like a dominant scorer is going to have troubles with Donovan Clingan. I know that for sure. Is he more likely to hit his floor or his ceiling in the NBA?
I think his ceiling. I think he's more likely to hit his ceiling. I think that he has shown progression. He wasn't the most highly recruited kid. He did get up there towards the end of his high school career, but back-to-back national champion, waited his turn with Sanogo, was still effective when Sanogo was there, comes in, and with all this pressure and all this stuff, basically just goes back-to-back again as the best defensive player in college basketball.
Yeah, I agree with you. I went ceiling. I think progression is the key because I felt like Clingan kept outdoing what he was supposed to do. And maybe people would push back because there was some talk like could he be the national player of the year in college, but that was dead the moment we realized Zach Edey was returning. But to me, like from high school to his freshman season to his second season at UConn, it just kept being people like, oh, he can't possibly do this, and then Clingan would just do it. Like, and the final boss in college was like, well, he can't stop Zach Edey, and he did in the second half. So Yeah, I'm not going to doubt him anymore. I think it's just expect Donovan Clingan to be the best case version of himself, and you'll probably be happy with yourself. What's the best team fit for Donovan Clingan? We know he's going to go in the lottery, but where should he be hoping he ends up?
So I had my best fit for him, and I don't know if he'll drop this far because his team has the 9th pick, I believe. It's the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that Jaren Jackson's at a point in his career where he wants to play the 4 more so than anything, which is why they have guys like Steven Adams. But Steven Adams has had a lot of injury concerns these past couple years. I think you can plug and play Donovan Clingan at the 5, and you run out a lineup of Desmond Bane, Jaren, and Donovan Clingan. I think you could have a really good team. So I really like the fit at the 5 in Memphis.
I copied your work on this one. It's Memphis because it would move Jaren to the 4, and I think Ja needs a center that can move and get out and transition with him. Clingan can definitely do that. And he just to give them that defensive anchor, like with all the stuff Memphis has offensively, I think it would be a fantastic fit for him. But I don't think he's going to be there at 9. We'll see. The best season of Donovan Clingan's career, his peak season. What will his numbers look like?
I think this is going to be my worst category as we go through these things. But I'm just gonna I'm gonna say what I said. I think Donovan Clingan's peak is 15 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks, and Defensive Player of the Year.
We're dialed in right now. I have 15, 10, and 3. And I didn't include defensive player of the year, but I could certainly see that happening. Yeah, I don't think the one thing, I don't think there's a world where he's like a 20 a game scorer. To me, that's just not his game, but he's going to get 15 or at least double figures just from rim running. Like
Mhm.
that's what he did at UConn. It's like it just be a lob threat and catch and finish and be smart. The one concern I would say I have is his scoring because I feel like we saw this in the Final Four. He does kind of shy away from contact a little. Like
Yeah,
he has a tendency to dip the shoulder and be a little finesse and
doesn't dunk everything.
yeah, he's got to get over that at the NBA level because like if he was doing that with Zach Edey, I don't know what he's going to do when he sees the biggest bigs in the league. But to me, he's too skilled not to, too coordinated, hand-eye coordination, movement stuff. He'll end up being a double-digit scorer right away, I think. In 5 years, here's the categories you can choose from. Is he all NBA? Is he an all-star? Is he a starter? Is he off the bench? Is he in the G League? Is he overseas? Or is he a podcaster?
He's a starter. He's a starter. I think it's extremely hard to be a center all-star unless you're doing what the Jokic's and the Embiids are doing to the world.
Hmm. I think he's an all-star in 5 years.
Whoa.
I think he's an all-star in 5 years. So I think it's going to take him less time to get to his ceiling than most guys in this class. Like there are a lot of wings and guards that I think are going to need a ramp up period. Like I said, he's a pro. Like you drop him on a team right now, he's your starting center, and he has the conditioning to play along a lot of minutes in these games. I think he reaches his peak maybe 3 or 4 years into his career. And I think he will make at least one all-star team because of how good he's going to be defensively. Like you said it, he's going to be defensive player of the year at some point. I have no doubt in that. If Rudy Gobert has been an all-star, to me, that's what he can do. Like that's the path for him is be that good defensively, make an all-star team in 5 years.
Okay. I like that. I like the thought process there.
Superlative. This is my favorite category. We always end with this. Donovan Clingan is the most likely player in this draft to
Be first team all defense and defensive player of the year as a rookie.
wow. But they didn't give Wemby that though. You think they'd give it to Clingan?
I did because one, Wemby should have got it, and two, the Rudy Gobert Disney Defensive Player of the Year tour is going to end soon.
So there's going to be a lot of like, we should have given this to the rookie last year. Let's correct our mistake.
Let's correct that last year, and if he's in the right situation, like let him be on a top 5 defense. Like he catapults a team to be top 5 defense. He's blocking all these shots. I think that they go ahead and make that jump.
Here's why that won't happen. Wemby's in the league. And Wemby's, if they do correct the Wemby
Wemby
mistake,
has
they're
to
going to give it to
Wemby has to get it next season. You're right.
100%. Okay. Donovan Clingan is most likely to have his own reality dating show. I think there's no, hear me out on this. I think there is this side of Donovan as a person and personality that not everybody realizes. Like you do see it manifest on the court sometimes. He is chippy.
You know
Like
what, Gregory? I don't want to do this, but I am going to throw this out there. He's most likely to be a reoccurring guest on Old Man and the Three.
That's that possible too. But no, I like if we're doing cross sport comparisons here, tell me if you think this is crazy. I think off the court, personality wise, Donovan Clingan has a lot of Travis Kelce in him, where like he's kind of just like the cool friend, bro. And then all of a sudden, like he has a glow up one off season. Like maybe he ends up the championship winning center one year, and all of a sudden he looks completely different and got like a fade on the sides.
And he
Like
grow a beard. That's gonna be massive. But also he's from Massachusetts.
I've seen this kid go from like awkward high schooler into like shit talking center into like, oh nah, he's a badass. Was like he's gonna carry a champagne bottle around, and I have a feeling he will enjoy the NBA a little bit. Teammates will enjoy him. And yeah, Travis Kelce had a dating show. That's what prompted it. I was gonna say most likely to date a Kardashian, but like there's a world where him and Kendall Jenner like get married in a couple of years to me.
That'd be insane.
It could happen. Good luck to Donovan Clingan. That's a positive, by the way. We ended on a good note. We really like Donovan Clingan, third player on our big board. If you want to see all of our scouting reports for the top 75 players in the NBA draft, we're unveiling them 5 at a time every day leading up to the NBA draft on the Sleepers Media channel. Thank you for watching. Go subscribe. The NBA draft is coming up, and I've got something awesome for you. We are partnering with the people at NBA 2K Lab. NBA 2K is the best video game on earth. The people at 2K Lab are making some awesome stuff to make that game even more fun, and they just launched their 2024 NBA Draft Simulator, where you can find the official Sleepers Media big board. We ranked our top 75 players in this draft class. Me, Carter, Brian Ralph, Riley Davis. We did it together, and it is featured on the 2K Lab NBA Draft Simulator. You can take control of any team in the draft, play GM with just one click, and see our entire rankings before these videos even come out. Check out the link in the description of this video to try out the draft sim for yourself, and you can find more mini games at nba2klab.com/NBA-mini-games.